Okay, let's talk about least common multiples. The steps for finding your least common multiples, you're going to first line up the numbers. So let's do an example as we go. So I'm looking to try to find the least common multiple, or the LCM, of 12 and 30. All right, so we have our numbers lined up, and then we need to find a prime number that will divide into at least one of those. And I know that 2 is prime, and 2 will go into at least 1. So 2 goes into 12 6 times, so if it divides evenly, then we're going to put the answer below. So 2 goes into 12 6 times, and 2 goes into 30 15 times. And I'm going to pick another prime number. Now I'm looking at 6 and 15. I'm going to pick 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times, but 2 does not go into 15 evenly. So because 2 does not go into 15 evenly, then I'm going to write 15 down here. I'm just going to carry it down. Okay, now I'm looking at 3 and 15, and I see that 3 is a prime number that will go into at least one of those. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 15 5 times. And then I'm looking at my 1 and my 5. Once you get a 1, you should be feeling really good. That basically means you're done with that column. But the 5, we still have to take care of that. So I know that 5 goes into 5. So the first column, that 1 just gets carried down. And then for the second column, 5 goes into 5 one time. Whenever you get a row of 1s, you should be feeling great. That means that you are done, or at least done with the dividing. So the least common multiple for this one can be found by multiplying all the numbers on the left side together. So 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. I know 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And 12 times 5 is going to give us 60. So the least common multiple of 12 and 30 is going to be 60. The great thing about this method is that it works no matter how many numbers you have. So let's try this with 12, 22, and 45. So again, we're starting by writing our numbers in a row. We're lining them up. Then we need to pick a prime number that goes into at least one of those. I see an even number in there, at least one even number, so I'm going to pick 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 22 11 times. 2 does not go into 45, not evenly, so 45 is going to get carried down. Now I've got 6, 11, and 45. I need a prime number that will go into at least one of those. I'm going to pick 3. 3 goes into 6 evenly. It goes twice. 3 does not go into 11 evenly, so I'm going to carry that 11 down. And 3 goes into 45 evenly. 3 goes into 45 15 times. So now I'm looking at 2, 11, and 15. I'm going to pick 2, so I can take care of that first column. 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 does not go into 11 evenly, so the 11 gets carried down. 2 does not go into 15 evenly, so the 15 gets carried down. Now I'm looking at the 1, the 11, and the 15. Again, good news on that first column. Once you see a 1, it's done. So that first column, the 1 gets carried down, but I need to look at the 11 and 15. I'm going to pick 11. So 11 goes into 11 one time. 11 does not go into 15 evenly, so I'm going to carry the 15 down. Now I'm looking at 1, 1, and 15. So I'm going to pick 3. These first two 1s get carried down. 3 goes into 15 5 times. Then I'm looking at the 1, and the 5. So I'm going to pick 5. The first two 1s get carried down, and then 5 goes into 5 one time. So the least common multiple for this one is a little bit long. We're going to take all the numbers down the left side, so 2 times 3 times 2 times 11 times 3 times 5. And we multiply those. We got 2 times 3, which is going to give us 6, times 2 more gives us 12, times 11 is going to give us 132, times 3 is going to give us 396, and then times 5 gives us a total of 1,980. Pretty big number, but I don't think it was that hard to find. Okay, now let's do our third example. We're going to find the least common multiple of 8 and 56. Now, some of you probably already know the answer, but we're going to go through with this method anyway. Looking at 8 and 56, we need a prime number that goes into at least 1. So I'm going to pick 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times, and 2 goes into 56 28 times. Now I'm looking at 4 and 28. 2 will go into 4 twice. 2 goes into 28 14 times. Now I'm looking at 2 and 14. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 14 7 times. Again, we got that 1, so we're done with our first column. But I need to get rid of that 7. Because 7 is prime, I'm going to pick 7. So this first one gets carried down, and 7 goes into 7 one time. Again, we have a row of 1s on the bottom, so we know that we're done. The least common multiple, or the LCM, for 8 and 56 is going to be found by multiplying 2 times 2 times 2 times 7, which is the same as 2 cubed times 7. And no matter which way you multiply it, your answer is 56.